Welcome back, everybody, to the New York Knicks, MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K23. We are a little bit over halfway through the season, and the team is playing some really good ball right now. We're getting pretty close to the trade deadline, which is where we will make it up to today, and we will also see the All-Star draft. Hopefully, we get some guys in there. In the last episode, we had our first prospect profile of the season in which we looked at some of the top projected picks in next year's draft class. And while our team is really good, we have possibly 2 lottery picks, including one from the Bulls, who are the worst team in the NBA. And that pick is unprotected. So we have a better chance at number 1 than anybody right now. As we look at our team's situation, I really think we can contend for an NBA title this year. We're only 1 game behind Detroit for first place in the Eastern Conference. I think it's really a 4-way race with the 2 of us, along with Charlotte and Boston. The Celtics have gone on a downwards trend over the last month or so, while the Hornets, who started the year off cold, have played a lot better, much like they did last year. Charlotte was the number 1 seed a season ago, and they're really getting back to that level after a slow start. So I think it's us top 3 in Tier 1, Boston in Tier 2, and then everybody else a step below. As for the West, there is one clear top dog, and that is the defending champion Houston Rockets, who look like the best team in the league right now. The Thunder and the Sonics look like the next best, and then other than that, all hell breaks loose. From 4th place down, really anything can happen for the most part, with everybody else separated by only 7.5 games. As we look at the numbers on the year, the team is playing well. We are shooting the ball efficiently. We're playing good defense. The playmaking has been really good. And this team is really coming into the vision that I had set out at the very beginning of this series. And we've got some tough decisions to make in terms of trades in the future. We're probably only going to have 1 All-Star. DJ Ramses is not in the top 10 for backcourt, but Jason Tatum is 3rd for frontcourt. I didn't think he'd be that high. He's missed some time this year. His numbers are a little bit low. Not that it's entirely his fault. As it stands now, Jason Tatum would be a starter in the All-Star game. To be honest, I feel like Evan Mobley should be the highest frontcourt vote getter over these top 3, but I'm not complaining if it means Jason Tatum is not only going to be an All-Star, but in the starting lineup. As we look at our roster, we've got some tough questions to ask with this team, because while Jason Tatum is great, it would make a lot of sense for us to eventually acquire a second star, whether that's at the trade deadline or in the offseason. And maybe that player is just DJ Ramses, who has taken a big leap up from his rookie year to this year. But we have plenty of young assets and plenty of draft picks. We have the ability to go out and get a secondary star if we want to. And we can do it as soon as, again, this year at the trade deadline. So I wanted to take a look at the bottom of the NBA standings and take a look at some teams who have really good players who may potentially want to ask for a trade in the future. And there are some really good candidates for guys who could be secondary stars. What about Zion Williamson with the Pelicans? We talked about him as a guy we would target a couple of years ago, but the Pelicans made a finals run that year, so it didn't really make sense. But with DeAndre Ayton, Bradley Beal, and Dyson Daniels all free agents this summer, this roster that has already gotten a lot worse the past couple of years could get even worse. Zion only has 3 more years left on his deal, and while he has been absolutely hooping this year, if the Pelicans continue to get worse, and they're already in decline, they're under 500, it could make a lot of sense, and I think Zion would love the opportunity to play in New York with fellow Duke Blue Devil Jason Tatum. Of all the All-Star caliber players who could get traded within the next season or so, I actually think this one might be the most likely to possibly happen. If we were to shoot a little bit lower, I think Tyler Hero on the Miami Heat would not be a bad option. He's no Zion Williamson, but he's a very good player in his own right. The Heat have number 1 draft pick Zachary Archibald as their franchise player, and I'm not sure if they see Tyler Hero as a long-term fit. He's only got 1 more year left on his deal, and while he is a great scorer, the rest of his game isn't all that fantastic, which might be why we would look to avoid him. But in terms of him being a secondary scorer next to Jason Tatum, I think he could be a pretty good fit. Jaylen Brown with the Clippers is an interesting one as well, because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown not only have played together, but have won a championship together. I think both of these players would really like the opportunity to team up. Once again, despite their ugly departures in Boston, I would assume these 2 are still close friends and would love the opportunity to play again with each other in New York. The Clippers haven't been all that good, and maybe they just want to restart and rebuild. There are some good, unlikely, but possible options out there, including Anthony Edwards with the Minnesota Timberwolves, who I think would be an awesome fit on our team. He's only 24 years old and is a legit, dynamic, game-changing scorer. The Minnesota Timberwolves are a good team. I believe they're currently in 5th place in the Western Conference and have been a consistent playoff team with Edwards on the roster. However, Minnesota has never been a championship contender with him. I don't think they will become one in the foreseeable future. And with Edwards only having 2 more years left on his deal, maybe Minnesota hits the reset button. The Spurs are kind of an interesting one as well because they've been really disappointing with their new big 3 of Jimmy Butler, Kristaps Porzingis, and Brandon Ingram, all of whom I think would be expendable at the trade deadline. However, I would rather shoot higher than these guys because none of them have played well together, and maybe it's because they just haven't fit well here in San Antonio, but I think we can do a little bit better than one of these 3, especially considering Porzingis and Butler appear to be declining, and honestly Ingram is as well. The biggest name who could possibly be traded in the near future is Luka Doncic, who's out 2 to 4 weeks with a back injury. Makes sense because he's dragging this team on his back. The Mavericks acquired LeBron James and James Harden within the past season, but it really just has not worked. And I think Luka Doncic requesting a trade is a very realistic possibility at the end of this season. They do have a young piece in Baba Dembele who could be a guy who they moved at the trade deadline for a proven player. But I think the relationship between Luka and the Mavericks is quickly deteriorating. And if any team is going to have the offer to get Luka, it would be us. We have so many good young assets. We have so many draft picks. If there's any team in the league who can make it work for Luka, Edwards, or Zion, it is the New York Knicks. It is really an exciting time to be a New York Knicks fan. We've already gotten one superstar, and we may get another one sooner rather than later. So I want to take a look at this game against the Charlotte Hornets. They've been playing some really good basketball, as I mentioned earlier. They're 3rd place in the Eastern Conference, and there's a good shot. We could see them in the playoffs. If the seeding holds up like this, we could see them in the 2nd round. These guys are really good. They've built around LaMelo Ball perfectly. They've given him a Robin to his Batman in Zach LaVine, who has really taken off here in Charlotte, playing his best ball of his career. And they've surrounded those 2 guys with really good defenders and really good playmakers. They have built around their 2 core guys at an elite level, and that's why the Charlotte Hornets have been so good over the last 2 years. And I think with their playmaking and defense, they match up really well with us. And if we played these guys in a postseason series, I would be quite worried. So I think tonight will be a big test to see how we do against them at home. Jason Tatum is now healthy from his sprained ankle. He will play tonight. However, the Knicks will be without Patrick Feinstein, who is currently nursing an injury. The tip-off goes to Zachariah Royster and the Knicks, and we are underway here at the Garden. The Knicks and the Hornets, 2 championship contenders in the Eastern Conference. Tatum swings it in the corner for R.J. Barrett, who hits the 3 and gets the Knicks scoring started off quickly. We'll see what Charlotte can do on their opening possession as Zach LaVine gets for a nice spin move inside for the layup. LaVine's been a really good scorer his entire NBA career, but he has just been a different monster here in Charlotte. Good ball movement by the Hornets. LaVine fools the defender off the pump fake and is in for an and 1. Quick start for Zach LaVine, who's got the first 7 points tonight for the Charlotte Hornets. Following Charlotte possession, wide open inside for the slam is Mark Williams, the big center, as it is now 9-5. The Knicks offense started off hot, but has cooled off over the last minute or so. Here's the Italian stallion, Cesar DiCarlo on the mid-ranger to get the Knicks back on the board. Now tied up at 9. Ramses hands it off for DiCarlo. Deep 3 is good. I think Cesar DiCarlo has been playing his best basketball this year, particularly as a playmaker, averaging 12 and 7. Step back, midi is good for DJ Ramses. The Knicks are on a 10-0 run right now, and Charlotte has gone ice cold over the last 3 or so minutes. LaVine drops a dime in the corner for OG Anunoby, who gets the 3 for Charlotte, and now the Hornets are going to look to go on a little run of their own. LaMelo Ball, nice move inside. No good, but the putback slam will follow from Andre Drummond. Drummond hands it off to LaMelo. Hump diddly D. He misses, but Drummond is there for the putback again. Even if Andre Drummond is older and not the player he once was, the guy is still a damn good rebounder, and there is still value for that in today's game. LaMelo Ball off the steal, takes it himself, and he is finally on the board. It's been a slow start scoring the ball for LaMelo. Zach LaVine's been the guy who the Hornets have really trusted as their main scorer. Duarte heaves up a prayer, and it is good. Charlotte's now on a 12-0 run. This has been a game of runs. The Knicks looking to respond. Tatum inside and 1. Great bucket by Tatum as he draws the foul. 23-18 now. Coco Diablo inside for the big fella, Ahmed Kabongo, the third-year pro out of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Three-point game now. The Knicks swinging it around. Diablo with a dime in the corner for killer Cam Reddish, who hits the three. 25-23, under 20 to go in the quarter. Reddish in the other corner, knocks it down. A pair of corner threes for Cam Reddish as it's 25-26. The Hornets looking to take the lead before the end of the quarter, but the lob is unsuccessful. The Knicks are going to look to get a quick shot off, and Tatum misses from half court. It's been a pretty competitive first quarter. Two very talented defensive teams have both played really good defense up to this point. Into the second quarter, Levine off the screen, heaves up a three, and it is good. Nice shot for Zach LaVine as he is back in the game, and he is right back to business in the first quarter. Rams is inside for Ahmed Kabongo, who gets the slam. Kabongo with an impressive start offensively tonight as it's 33-32. DeCarlo, tough fadeaway three, won't fall. Rebounded by the rookie. It's Rolls Royster. Zachariah Royster in for the layup. 3-point Knicks lead. Levine drives inside in the corner for a wide open Chris Duarte. He'll hit the triple for the Charlotte Hornets as it's now 38-36. DeCarlo drives inside. He gets it in the corner for Ramses. His shot no good. Wiseman with the offensive rebound, and he gets the putback. The Knicks are now getting some offensive rebounds and second chance points, just as Charlotte did in the first quarter. New York is ahead by one, but not for long, as the lob is successful for Andre Drummond. 42-41. Charlotte now ahead. Nice ball movement by the Knicks as Jackson Watkins hits the three. New York back ahead. We'll see what Charlotte can do in their following possession. Here's Andre Drummond, guarded by the rookie Royster, trying to outmuscle the rookie, and he sure does as he gets the offensive rebound and the putback. This continues to be an extremely close game, tied at 44 with under 2 minutes left in the half. Here's Zach LaVine, gets some open space and hits the three. LaVine's been the best player on the floor, period, in this first half. He is really playing well. 47-46, here is LaVine with more space, hits another triple. Big shot for LaVine to put the Hornets ahead by 4. 50-46. Diablo inside for Jason Tatum, guarded by LaMelo as Tatum makes the fadeaway, and it's a 2-point game, 50-48. Following New York possession, Tatum, crossover, his shot will fall. Tatum with some big buckets late in the first half. However, the Hornets will take a 3-point lead with just a second and a half left on the clock. Diablo's shot at the buzzer is no good. 53-50, your score here at halftime. Charlotte with the lead. The Knicks need to figure out how to cover Zach LaVine because he is playing really well. He's got 22 points right now. Jason Tatum's heating up for New York. He's got 13. The Hornets show exactly why a second star is important. Even when LaMelo's having an off night, you have Zach LaVine who's dominating. We'll see what Charlotte can do in the second half as they look to extend their lead. Here's Mark Williams with the slam. He's out there cooking the rookie defensively. Following possession for the Hornets. Here is a tough three in the corner from guess who? Zach LaVine, who seemingly cannot miss. 58-50. Here's Jason Tatum. Step back. Ooh, nice shot for JT. Team high, 15 points. 59-52. DeCarlo off the screen, drives inside, gets it out to Tatum. Tough shot. Will not fall. Gets the unlucky bounce, but Ramses is there for the putback of the and one. Great play by DJ Ramses, who's got 5 boards today. Productive in terms of on the glass. 59-55 after the and one. LaMelo Ball hits the three. Cesar DeCarlo was trying to go around the screen. I don't think he was expecting LaMelo to shoot the ball. And, well, that ends up being the case. 62-55. DeCarlo sends it in the corner for Jason Tatum. This time he knocks it down. Tatum is really playing well right now for the Knicks. He's up to 18 points. 62-58. LaMelo. He gets it on the wing. And the three-pointer will fall. It's Chris Duarte once again. Both teams, particularly Charlotte, really shooting well from beyond the perimeter this quarter. Nice pass from DeCarlo inside for DJ Ramses, who now is 14-5-3, doing a little bit of everything tonight. Tatum over to Cesar DeCarlo. DeCarlo tries to cross up LaMelo, and he is in for the slam. Nice move for Cesar DeCarlo, who gets his first points since the first quarter. Wiseman with the behind-the-back pass for Diablo, who's blocked by LaMelo Ball. What a defensive play by LaMelo. On the other end, Chez Vornay hits the three, and the Hornets now lead by 8. LaMelo Ball is blocked at the rim. Wiseman gets revenge for his teammate. On the other end, here comes Cam Reddish. Inside with the Cam Slam. Nice dunk for Reddish. 70-64 now. Andre Drummond gets it over to LaMelo. Tough shot. Air ball. Technically not an air ball because it hit the backboard now that I think about it. But it didn't hit the rim or the net. So I guess it's an air ball still. Stolen away by Zach LaVine. He looks to take it in transition as he dunks it on Kabongo. I give Kabongo credit for staying with him stride for stride and trying to stop him. But yeah, when you got Zach LaVine up there, there's not much you can do to stop him. LaVine, tough three, will fall at the top of the key. Charlotte ahead by 7 with about 45 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Diablo inside for Royster Moister. Zachariah Royster makes the play, 75-70. Here's RJ Barrett at the buzzer. Bang! Nice shot for Barrett. His first basket since the opening seconds of the ball game. 75-75 going into the fourth. Wiseman steals the pass. On the other end, Wiseman lobs it up for Barrett. RJ Barrett's heating up. He's got 7 consecutive points now. Nice pass and nice defense by James Wiseman. The Knicks are back ahead. Charlotte's got to give a response. Here's LaVine off the screen. Hits another three. That looked like a moving screen. Should have been a foul, but okay. Here's DeCarlo inside. Misses the layup. You can't miss an easy look like that inside. The Knicks are not shooting well inside in the second half. Step back. LaVine knocks down another one. I don't know how many threes Zach LaVine has, but it is certainly a lot. 81-79. Here's DeCarlo in the corner for RJ Barrett. A big shot for Barrett, who's got 10 points in the last few minutes. Ramses' pass is stolen away. OG Anunoby makes the play. A trade deadline acquisition last year as he goes inside for Mark Williams, who dunks it home. 84-84 with about 4.5 minutes left on the clock. Here's Cesar DeCarlo. Gets it out to the rookie. Zachariah Royster, who hits the lawn too. Nice shot by Royster, who's a really impressive jump shooter considering his size and age. Wide open in the corner is LaVine, who again gets doubled, misses, but Jonathan Isaac is there for the putback, and we are now tied at 86 with about 3+ minutes left to go. Step back, tray ball, Ramses hits it! Nice shot for DJ Ramses to put the Knicks ahead. 89-86 with 3 to go. LaVine, too easy. They're putting the ball in Zach LaVine's hands because he has been dynamic, scoring the ball all night. LaMelo hasn't been himself, but Zach LaVine has been unguardable. Here's LaVine again for the lead. Too easy. Charlotte ahead by 1 with over 2 minutes to go. Here's RJ Barrett, drives inside over to Jason Tatum off the pick and roll. Bang! Nice shot for Tatum. Knicks lead it 92-90 with 2 to go. LaVine again inside, makes the layup. That was a pretty good defensive effort by DJ Ramses, but nobody's been able to guard LaVine tonight. DeCarlo with it, sends it inside for Tatum. Pump fake for the lead. It is good. Nice shot for Jason Tatum. Now it's 94-92. Here comes LaVine again. Inside for Mark Williams, who dunks it. Zachariah Royster got fooled by the pick and roll. Rookie mistake as we are tied up. DeCarlo's pass is intercepted. A costly turnover. The Knicks have turned it over way too much here in the second half. Anunoby inside for LaVine. Nice pass for Jonathan Isaac, who puts the Charlotte Hornets ahead. 96-94 with about a minute to go. Time winding down to the shot clock. Here's Barrett, tries to get some room. Heaves one up. Bang! RJ Barrett for the lead. Huge shot for RJ. 96-97. LaVine inside, no good. Big defensive stop for the Knicks. Here they are on the fast break. Barrett takes it himself with the slam. RJ Barrett has 15 points since the end of the third. 3-point game now. Charlotte's going to need a bucket. It's in the hands of Zach LaVine. Goes inside. It's Mark Williams. His shot over Diablo is good. And the Hornets cut it to 1 with under 20 seconds left on the clock. Now it's time to start to play the foul game as the Knicks will have Cesar DeCarlo go to the line to shoot 2. DeCarlo's a pretty good free-throw shooter. The Knicks trust his ability in calm and composed situations. The first one is good, and the Knicks lead by 2. Charlotte has one more timeout in their back pocket. The second one from DeCarlo is not good. Hornets call time, only down by 2, so a 2-pointer ties it and a 3-pointer wins it. The Hornets have no reason to get this ball off quick unless they get a really good look, so I think they're going to try to hold it for as long as they can, while obviously prioritizing getting a good shot off. The Knicks are going to get their defensive lineup in the game. They're going to put James Wiseman in at center. They think that if Charlotte gets a miss, he's the guy who would be most likely to be able to grab a quick rebound. And they've got all guys who they're confident with as free-throw shooters in the game as well. So it's into the hands of Zach LaVine. LaVine has the big man wide open, doesn't go to him. So clearly Charlotte is holding to end the game. LaVine still with it. Guarded by Ramses. Not a lot of time left on the clock. Charlotte's got to do something. Everybody's standing still. LaVine inside. Spin move. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Wiseman. That will not put the Hornets into bonus, so instead they will have to inbound it with 3.4 seconds left on the clock. It's in the hands of Jonathan Isaac. He will get the ball here for the Magic as he will send it into Duarte in the corner, who is blocked by Barrett. Ball goes out of bounds with 0.8 of a second left. What a play by R.J. Barrett to deny the shot and make sure there was no foul. Got to look at this replay again. Duarte originally had a good look from 3. It was for the win, but Barrett with the denial. So Charlotte will get to inbound on the baseline. 0.8 of a second to go. Back into the hands of Duarte. He's blocked! James Wiseman with the denial. The Knicks only blocked 3 shots all night, and 2 of them came in the final second of the ball game as they win it 98-100. Well, that's one way to end the game. Holy cow. A thriller down the stretch here at Madison Square Garden, but the Knicks got a big win against the Charlotte Hornets, a team who they will be competing with here at the top of the Eastern Conference. 27 for Jason Tatum, 18, 7, and 6 for Barrett. He was phenomenal down the stretch in this game. Without him, I don't think the Knicks win. Obviously, he had the huge block, along with Wiseman as well. Ramses with an inefficient 17, and Royster was the only other player in the double figures. As for the Hornets, Zach LaVine was pretty damn good. He scored 42 points. We did stop LaMelo, though, 10 and 3 on very poor shooting splits. And overall, both teams shot the ball at a pretty solid but not great level. So we're going to simulate these next couple of weeks. We got 9 games on tap, and we're going to go through the All-Star draft as well. We are going to start to get a lot of trades offered. The Clippers offer Isaiah Jackson and Grant Williams for R.J. Barrett. The Red Tails offer Wendell Carter for Cesar DiCarlo. The Rockets offered Jalen Smith for Coco Diablo, all deals that I decided to say no to. This one was pretty interesting, DiCarlo for Ben Simmons, but I prefer spacing on my team, so I said no. We ended up going 6 and 3 in the games we simmed. We're still half a game behind the Pistons for second place in the conference. I also want to point out, since I made those experiments with the tendencies, Jason Tatum is shooting the ball more, and he has been ridiculously efficient, which will put him not just as an all-star, but as an all-star starter. How about that? I'm excited to be able to play the All-Star game now for the first time in this series, as Jason Tatum is the first pick by Team Giannis. We had other All-Stars, which isn't really a surprise. And we had some first-timers as well. This graphic is usually wrong. It's always one number ahead. So the 2-time All-Stars are actually first-time All-Stars. And the first drafted player of the series is Jamison Xander, is an All-Star with the Washington Wizards. I decided to sim up to here, leave us some room before the trade deadline, just so we can have a couple more games to assess what we want to do. Let me know what you guys think we should do with the team down below in the deadline. Should we stand pat? Should we get a star? Or should we make smaller moves? Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.